For most of human history, great empires were built by settled civilizations, kingdoms with cities, walls, agriculture, and written laws. From Rome to Persia, China to India, power was associated with land, population, and bureaucracy. Yet in the early 13th century, a force emerged from the open grasslands of Central Asia that shattered this pattern forever. The Mongols, once dismissed as scattered nomads, created the largest contiguous empire the world has ever known. At the heart of their success was not numbers, wealth, or technology, but a revolutionary system of warfare. The rise of Mongol warfare transformed the nature of war itself. Before the Mongols, steppe nomads had long raided settled societies, but none had unified, organized, and conquered on a global scale. The Mongols did. Their military system was not improvised chaos, it was disciplined, adaptive, and terrifyingly efficient. Understanding how Mongol warfare rose is essential to understanding how half the known world fell under their rule. The Mongols emerged from one of the harshest environments on Earth. The Eurasian steppe was a land of extremes, freezing winters, scorching summers, limited resources, and constant competition. Survival demanded mobility, endurance, and skill at arms from an early age. Every Mongol boy learned to ride almost as soon as he could walk. Archery, hunting, and horsemanship were not hobbies. They were the foundations of life. This environment produced warriors unlike any the settled world had faced. Mongol society revolved around clans and tribes locked in near constant conflict. Loyalty was personal, not institutional. Strength determined leadership. Weak leaders were abandoned or killed. These brutal conditions forged a culture where discipline and adaptability were necessary for survival. Out of this world emerged Temujin, later known as Genghis Khan. Temujin's early life was marked by hardship, betrayal, and violence. His father was poisoned by rivals. His family was abandoned by their clan. Temujin survived through resilience, intelligence, and ruthless determination. These experiences shaped his vision of power. Unlike traditional steppe leaders, Temujin believed loyalty should be based on merit, not bloodline. When he unified the Mongol tribes in 1206 and was declared Genghis Khan, he did something unprecedented. He dismantled old tribal divisions and replaced them with a new military structure, built entirely around warfare. This structure was revolutionary. The Mongol army was organized using a strict decimal system. Units were divided into groups of 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000 men. Each unit had clear leadership and accountability. Promotion was based on ability and loyalty, not noble birth. This ensured that the most competent warriors rose to command positions. Discipline was absolute. Disobedience, desertion, or failure in battle was punished severely. Entire units could be executed if one man failed his duty. This created intense cohesion and trust. Every Mongol soldier knew that survival depended on the discipline of the group. Mobility was the foundation of Mongol warfare. Every Mongol warrior rode with multiple horses, sometimes 4 or 5, allowing them to switch mounts and maintain speed over enormous distances. Mongol armies could travel faster and farther than any force before them. What seemed impossible to settled armies crossing deserts, mountains, and frozen plains became routine for the Mongols. Their speed gave them a strategic advantage that bordered on supernatural. Enemies often had no warning. Mongol armies appeared suddenly, struck with overwhelming force, and vanished before a counterattack could be organized. Intelligence networks of spies and scouts ensured the Mongols knew their enemies' movements long before battle. At the heart of Mongol combat was the composite bow. Under Genghis Khan and his successors Gedai, Mangi, Kublai Khan, the Mongol military adapted to new environments. In China, they fought mass infantry armies. In the Middle East, they confronted heavy cavalry. In Eastern Europe, they faced knightly forces. Each time, the Mongols adjusted tactics and prevailed. Their command structure allowed rapid decision-making. Generals were granted autonomy to adapt to battlefield conditions without waiting for orders from a distant capital. This decentralized command made Mongol armies resilient and unpredictable. Logistics were another hidden strength. Mongol armies lived off the land and traveled light. Herds followed armies, providing food, clothing, and transport. Soldiers could survive on dried meat and fermented maize milk. This eliminated long supply lines and allowed deep penetration into enemy territory. By the mid-13th century, Mongol warfare had reshaped the world. From Korea to Hungary, from Baghdad to Beijing, Mongol armies crushed resistance and dismantled centuries-old powers. Entire political systems collapsed under their assault. Yet paradoxically, Mongol conquest also created stability. Trade routes reopened under Mongol protection. Ideas, technologies, and cultures flowed across Eurasia. The rise of Mongol warfare marked a turning point in military history. It proved that discipline, mobility, intelligence, and adaptability could defeat even the most advanced civilizations. It showed that warfare was not just about strength, but about systems. Eventually, the Mongol Empire fragmented. Internal divisions, succession struggles, and cultural assimilation weakened centralized control. But the legacy of Mongol warfare endured. Later armies studied their tactics. Concepts of mobility, combined arms, intelligence gathering, and psychological warfare all bear the imprint of Mongol innovation. The Mongols were not unstoppable because they were numerous or technologically superior. They were unstoppable because they understood war better than anyone else of their time. From the windswept steppes of Central Asia rose a military system that conquered the world and forever, changed how wars would be fought,